I want to walk you through why this company is, I don't want to say special, but certainly the talk of the town when it comes to innovation. The iPod introduced, doesn't seem that long ago, but 2001. They now own, by the way, this was back before videotapes and cassette tapes and Discmans, before they were hot, but now they own 90% of the media player market. The other big product for Apple has been the iPhone, introduced not that long ago either, in 2007. It was a big deal. It had that touch screen. You could make things bigger and smaller, take pictures of yourself or other people. They sold nearly 6 million iPhones in the first 5 quarters. And if you listen to what Mark said very closely, in the last quarter alone, they sold over 33 million phones in just one single quarter. The other one has been the iPad. A lot of people talked about the iPad being a replacement to the laptop. It is the most successful tablet computer. Obviously, you know what you can do on it. It was released just a few years ago. They have now sold over 14 million of these in just one quarter alone. It is really fascinating, but everyone's focused on one thing. The question is, what's next? We're going to get answers to that right now from Orlando, Florida, with Ted Murphy. He joins us now live from Florida. He's CEO of IZEA. And welcome to BizAsia America. I want to ask you this. Everyone's asking the same question. Can Apple continue to innovate? I know it's a common question, but perhaps you can start with this. Were you happy with the quarter's earnings?
I was very happy with the quarter's earnings. I think that Apple's got a lot of new products that they just released. You know, they haven't been able to show any of the revenue from those products. One of the things that I'm particularly excited about is the new Mac Pro. I mean, Apple has not done anything to that Mac Pro lineup since 2006. That entire body style has changed the same, or stayed the same, been very minor improvements over time. And the creative class is just clamoring over this new device. They started sending out posters today. You've got people that are lining up to buy these new devices. So I know that you just talked about there hasn't been any real innovative products in the past couple of years, but I think what Tim Cook has done with this Mac Pro is really getting a lot of the creative class in particular excited.
The demand around the world is a big deal, especially in emerging markets. Apple has gone on the record saying that's a big focus point in terms of them selling product, in particular in China. Do you think Apple is happy about their business in Asia?
I think they are happy about their business in Asia. I mean, they've continued to expand. I think that they've done a fantastic job building a brand in Asia where people are just clamoring for these products. So, you know, whether it's a new phone or a new computer or a new iWatch, hopefully in the future, I think that you're going to have people that are lining up outside the doors to pick up these products. When the 5S came out, I was in San Francisco, it was raining, it was actually the weekend afterwards, and you had people sitting there that were lined up to get these products, and no other company in the world really drives that type of demand.
I want to ask you about pricing. This was part of the earnings report as well. We saw profit margins drop very slightly. Is this because of the cheaper 5C that so many analysts were concerned about?
I think that that's certainly part of it. I think that one of the things that's interesting is that Apple has moved to a model where they're giving away a lot of these software packages or offering them at an incredibly reduced price. So the idea that they're giving away Mavericks for free is amazing. And I think that that's a great strategic move, because if you think about the pressure that now applies to Microsoft, Microsoft can no longer, you know, charge a premium for Windows. So now Microsoft has to compete in the same game that Apple's been playing, and frankly, they're just not equipped to do so.
To be fair, one of the new products that Apple has launched is this Apple TV. What happened to that?
I think that the Apple TV is still in its very early stages. I mean, you hear a lot of people talking about a fully integrated system. We are not there yet. It's a great device for streaming movies or music, but it's not that full Apple experience. So I think when you start to actually see true applications that are on the Apple TV, I think that's when it's really going to take off.
All right, I'm going to try to have you predict the future a little bit for us, but in terms of Apple, don't laugh, it's serious. Apple itself, when we look at Apple as the company, okay, is it cooler today or was it cooler 5 years ago, and what is going to be the next big product for Apple in your opinion?
I think that they're struggling a little bit with the cool factor. You know, I run a company that is filled with engineers and artists, and right now it's split about 50-50 between Google or Android devices and Apple devices. I think that one of the things that Apple does better than Google or any of the other smartphone makers out there is they just create a seamless experience. And that's because they control that entire ecosystem. So while it maybe has lost a little bit of that kind of counterculture, raise the pirate flag cachet, it's still, they're seen as the pinnacle of the producers in the computer world. So,
all right.
I think that things have shifted a bit, but nobody's been able to unseat them.
All right. Thank you for going along with our questions and forecasting of the future. Ted Murphy, CEO of IZEA, thank you very much for your analysis.